Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome on stage, first of all, a young lady who will be interviewing Danny for us from Empire Magazine. Please put your hands together and give it up for Helen O'Hara! Right, and now, it is my pleasure to welcome a man who I've grown up with watching on film and on DVD and in a plethora of stuff. He is voicing the lead title character in the forthcoming Universal movie Lorax. Please give it up for the one, the only, the fantastic Danny DeVito!
Thank you, baby. Nice to be here. I have a mic right here.
Yes.
Whoop. That is deep. All right.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for joining us here today. Thank all of you for coming when it's the one sunny day of the year, probably.
Beautiful day. You all look really gay. There's a lot of lights in my eyes, so I can't see all the costumes, but it looks like fantastic. Really gorgeous. Everybody's all dressed up and ready to go. I love Comic-Con, by the way. I do it in the States all the time, and it's just fantastic. So I want everybody to have a really good time today. Okay, so go ahead.
Right. Okay, I'm going to kick things off with a couple of questions, but I want you guys to get your thinking caps on because I'm going to throw it open to you in a couple of minutes. I want to start off with The Lorax, which is your new film,
Yes.
coming out July 27th, I believe.
Right.
So it's already done phenomenally well in the States. I mean, do you think this says something about, it's just a very optimistic film, isn't it?
Well, I think, first of all, Dr. Seuss is, in the States, a very popular author. I know I read all the kids, my kids, their books. His books, A Cat in the Hat, and the this and the that, and the what do you call it, and those, Horton Hears a Who, and all those books are really, like, so much fun. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. And it's like really a spectacular avenue to get into for kids to learn how to read. He also, in the Lorax, has given us substantial stories, something that I'm really close to. I feel like the sustainability of the planet and how we have to think about things. So that level of his story is something that you're all going to be able to take away with. On the other hand, it's kind of a silly, funny, really colorful, well-done, animated movie. And when they asked me to play the part, I've been looking at this guy, this Lorax guy. I don't know if there's a picture of him around here, but he's on my tag. But anyway, he really reminded me of myself, a little bit. I mean, he's a guy, he's a little feisty, he's a little bit cranky. He likes what he likes. He really likes living in the woods. He doesn't want anybody bothering him. He just likes the idea of eating berries and doing whatever he does with the girl Loraxes and, just having a good time in the forest. And now all of a sudden somebody comes in to threaten his habitat and he really gets upset. So it was really easy for me to get into the character. Truly trying to speak for the trees who have no way to speak for themselves. So all those things are like were the reasons that I did the movie, and I had a spectacular time doing it, and it came out really nice, and I can't wait for you all to see it.
And I have to ask as well, you did, I think, the foreign dubs for the film as well.
Oh yeah, I was on this kind of role about doing the voice of the Lorax, and I wanted to be my voice. I didn't want to do like, or I didn't want to do anything. I wanted it to be me. I wanted it to come out of, Danny, and you go say, well, that's Danny's voice, and it's kind of like just the way he is. And then the question came up of they were going to do it in other languages, like. And I said, well, I do speak a little Italian, not enough Italian to do this whole thing, but maybe I should try it, in Italian. So they got me a couple of coaches, and we did it phonetically. And I did I did the entire movie learning it piece by piece in Italian. And then I said, well, if I could do that, let me try it, you know, in German. And man, that was like very bizarre, man. Really a trip. So I did the same thing. They gave me 2 people from Germany, and they wrote it out phonetically. And I sat there for like a week or so and just knocked it out, got the performance right and the pronunciation as close as I could. And so then I did it in Spanish 2 times, Castilian and Latin American. I did it in Italian, I did it in German, and then I saw the tip of Mount Everest up there, and I did it in Russian. And it was like such a trip, man. So, yeah, if you get a chance to see the Lorax in Russian, man, I saw it in Moscow. It was like really a trip. And one of the things was, you know, I wanted to make sure, everybody wanted to make sure that there was no accent, or at least, you know, not a really bad, not a Jersey accent, you know. So I do speak Russian there are some people claim that it's a little Georgian, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that means, but it's just like sometimes it's not exactly the Moscow elite, but it was a real lot of fun to do. So if you get a chance to see it in any other languages, just for kicks, you know, you let me know how you feel about it, because it was a ball doing it.
Wow, you're going worldwide. Amazing.
Yeah.
You're drinking.
Oh yeah.
And also just quickly.
It's my
before-
Diet Coke. It's like, you know, I either have to have a big coffee with a double shot of espresso in it to get up. I'm doing a play here in London, you know, at the Savoy Theater. And it's really so much fun. I'm doing it with Richard Griffiths. It's called The Sunshine Boys, and we did 2 shows yesterday. It's a Saturday, so by Saturday night I'm like a wrung out noodle, and then, you know, in the morning I have to get up. So now this is my vice. You ready? Watch out, man. When I drink this, it's gonna be mad shit going on here.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Oh my God, the colors are so vibrant. Everything got so, I feel like it's 1968, baby. Okay.
That was going to be my next question about Sunshine Boys, actually. I mean, how do you find the difference between the theater and cinema?
Well, the theater is like a whole other trip. I mean, movies, and we all know what that's like. We've done a lot of research. We're all into movies and television. You see what goes on, and you know how long it takes to do this and that and the other thing. When you do a play, which I'm doing now, it's a Neil Simon play. It's a wonderful play. It's lots of fun. I'm with a great actor, Richard Griffiths. I'm up there. It's totally different because you learn it and you commit to that. Once you walk out on that stage, you just dive off of the abyss. You know, you're in the middle of it. Nobody's going to yell cut, and nobody's going to say, well, take 2. I mean, you could do it 100 times. Like I'm doing it until July 28th. So I'm doing it 8 shows a week until July. So I have until July 28th to get it right. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's exhilarating because you have the audience feedback. It's a comedy, so you get that give and take with the audience, which you don't normally get in the movies. You get a crew laughing at you, but then the assistant director or the director is saying, "Keep quiet, don't laugh, because you're going to screw up the take." Here you welcome that kind of flow of energy, which is really cool.
I have to say I've seen it and it's terrific.
Oh,
but
thanks.
we should probably throw it open. Do any of you have questions, perhaps? No, we have if you want to, yeah. We have a person walking around with a microphone
I can walk
somewhere.
over here so I can see everybody.
There we go.
Hello.
We have Danny DeVito walking around with a microphone.
Now, nothing's going to happen here. Like, this thing is not going to take off, is it?
Right. Okay.
Looks like a rocket ship.
Okay,
Okay, somebody else has to pick because I can't. I can barely. I'm just seeing like out. I see you.
Right, we'll start off with this young lady.
Go
first,
ahead.
then.
That's right.
Do you prefer voice acting or live action acting?
Well, I prefer this. I mean, like, I like, voice acting is like you're in a booth and you're kind of alone, and the director is talking to you through headsets, and you create the character off of the script, but it's very solitary. And I like this kind of stuff, you know, like I like this show I'm doing in LA now. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Deep. That's everybody, all of us in a room with 3 cameras, and we're all like, you know, riffing off on stuff and improvising and, you know, staying with the script or whatever, however we're doing it. But that's the fun of it, you know, being with the other actors. Although the voice thing is kind of cool too, because you get a chance to just go crazy and try it out different ways, you know, and you're not stepping on anybody's toes because there's nobody else there. So, different.
I have a lady joining in front here.
Twins sequel? Is there going to be a sequel for Twins?
A sequel to Twins.
What the rumors?
Well,
I love that.
Well, you know, Arnold is now out of politics, thank God. He was like the worst governor that California ever had. He's still my buddy. We don't see eye to eye on politics, but he's a good guy and I love him. And we spoke about 3 or 4 months ago, the first time that he was getting ready to go back into movies, and we spoke about doing another Twins movie. You know, we did Twins and we did Junior, where he was pregnant. And yeah, and now, so we decided this time somebody had an idea, maybe it would be good if we found another brother. So we've been speaking to Eddie Murphy about being our triplets. You know, we find out that we have an African-American brother. And, you know, science, man, that all works, man, that all.
And we have another question from a lady at the front.
We've seen you like a range of genres and roles like Hercules, Lorax, and the modern noir, like LA Confidential. So I was wondering what roles you prefer to play. Like
What's that last thing you said?
LA Confidential.
An adventure? What?
The modern noir.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So
I just the thing about it is this answer will be brief, but it's to the point. The reason I'm doing the play is because it's something I've really never done before, and I really wanted to do something like this. And I like doing different things. So like I loved making the War of the Roses. I love making Matilda, totally different movies. You know, I love all that kind of stuff. I love to produce movies that are, you know, in different veins and genres, so you don't just get bogged down into one thing. And the main thing is the script. If something comes along that you're lucky enough to be exposed to, like this play. This is a wonderful play by Neil Simon, and all the elements were right. The director was right, the other people in the movie were right. Everything fell into place, and I had the time because Caitlin is having another baby. Sweet Dee is knocked up again, and she's having a baby. So we postponed until the end of July to go back to work for Sonny, so I had time. So you have to be fortunate to get them, and also you have to be open to trying new things.
And we stay with the front. We have a question from a gentleman here.
Oh yeah, big Sonny fan.
All right.
How much was the troll toll?
The troll toll was a bag of coins that varied every night because they were fake coins, but we all try to, you know, steal one every once in a while to take it home. But it was kind of a, you know, just a sack. I don't know. I guess the troll toll, if you really got into like the economics of it today, the troll toll, being who I am, the troll, and being as nasty as I am, I probably think that in order to get into Glenn's bed, I might want a couple $100, you know, in gold.
Okay, and we have a question off to the side, onto the left-hand side here. There we are.
Hey, Danny. If you can remember any, can you do some of your Lorax lines in Russian?
No, you know what it is? I really can't remember any of the, like what I did was I took that script, they took the script, they translated it in phonetically, and then I sat with two coaches on either side of me, and I worked on the phonetics first, getting the lines, which I would butcher right now if I tried to say. And so I worked on sections. It took me like a very long time to do. There were 85 lines or 90 lines of the Lorax in the movie, and it took me like the better part of a week to get the pronunciation right and then get back to the performance, because I wanted the performance to be exactly what I did in the English version. But I can't really, but I could say Nostrovia or something like that. But
And staying with the same side, we have a gentleman standing up here.
Hi, I was just wondering, some of the stuff you do in Always Sunny in Philadelphia is quite edgy. Is there
Edgy.
anything you've ever said no to?
no.
You've done it all.
No, the thing about that show is that, Frank, the whole idea of Frank wanting to begin again, relive. He's done everything, and there is nothing that those guys or girls can come up with that Frank wouldn't be game to try. I mean, I certainly am not going to hurt anybody in the show. We don't do any of that kind of stuff. We make fun of people, and we do usually stuff that backfires on ourselves. But there's nothing. Like I came out of that couch for the Christmas show totally naked. You remember that, right? It was a total. I said, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? I got the couch there, and I tried to, and I got in there with clothes on. They put me in the couch, and I kept saying, man, this is like hot as hell in here. How am I going to get out? I'm supposed to burst out. I started taking my clothes off in rehearsal, and then by the time we got to shoot it, I was naked as a jaybird. I felt like when I saw that shot, I felt like a halibut coming out of it was just bizarre. And if you go on YouTube and look at Caitlin's, there's one take where they put on YouTube where Caitlin, she has the next line. She has the very next line when I come out of I'm going, oh, it's hot in here. It's hot in here. Oh, it's hot. And she has to speak before I say my next line and leave. Now, meanwhile, she's looking at me. She was totally in shock. There is like a shot on YouTube of her looking at that. And she goes, oh, is it my line? To answer your question, I haven't found anything that I wouldn't do yet.
We have a question in the middle.
Hi there, do you find your characters stick with you while you're off set?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pretty much the way you are is like right now in the Sunshine Boys, I live in a hotel room. It's all about a guy who's like just, I'm like, the way I look, I shaved actually a little bit today, but I'm really scruffy, doesn't have any contact with the outside world. He's got a nephew who brings him stuff. I pretty much stay in the room, and I'll break out of that as soon as I'm done because I'm a party animal, but I really feel like it's good to, stay into the character as much as you can while you're doing the piece. And this is wonderful. This theater stuff is like, I love it. I'm going to do it again. I know it. But, a lot of Frank is inside of me. Even Martini and Cuckoo's Nest or any of that kind of stuff, because I am a little bit shy. I'll tell you a joke that Martini's favorite joke. Martini said, he used to tell this joke I told this joke on set all the time in the 70s when we were doing, I said, Martini says, what did Adam say to Eve the first time he saw her naked? And Martini smiles and he goes, you better back up. I don't know how long it's going to get. So, see, I those kinds of things stick with you.
And we're still in the middle as well.
You did Matilda.
Yes.
What was your experiences like on that? Because I know at one point you had like a hat glued to your head. Was
Yes.
that actually glued on, or?
Well, what we did was we have a couple of hats, right? And in order to get it to stay so that Mrs. Wormwood can try to pull it off, what we did was we took the headband of one of the hats and glued it, just pieces of it, and put makeup so it looked raw and red and that, like, and some of the hair missing. And then we put the hat on, and out of the back of the hat, I had put a rim of wire, and the wire went down my back and hooked under my arms, or padded under my arms. So no matter how hard you pull that hat, you couldn't get it off my head. See, but I was controlling it. So in other words, it didn't hurt because I kept doing, pushing back on the wires while they were yanking the hat. And then in one take, it just took that mechanism out and let them rip the hat off. And boy, that looked like it hurt, didn't it? It didn't hurt.
And here we are. Up towards the right, on the side. Yep.
Yes?
We have a question for gentleman here.
Where are you?
Hi, Danny. Would you ever team up with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas again?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I would, if the thing was right. We've done 3 movies together. We did Romancing the Stone, Jewel of the Nile, and War of the Roses. And if anything, it's really about, like I said before, it's about the material and the timing, and everybody's doing all kinds of stuff. So it's very hard to carve out that time. But if that came up again, I absolutely do it again. I love those 2.
And we're still towards the back here on the same side. There I am, waving at you, jumping up and down like a lunatic.
Where are you waving it? Oh, yeah, I see you.
There we go.
How much convincing did it take for you to become a stripper on Friends?
Absolutely. It took no convincing at all. I was a fan of the show, and Jennifer at the time was living near me, and that was when she was with what's that guy's name? I can't remember. And they asked me, and I thought it was a terrific, fun idea, and being the exhibitionist that I am, I said yes. I had a great time doing that. And subsequently, over the years, all of the Vegas parties that I've done where people have asked me to come and strip, I love doing that too. So it's very expensive, but it's something I like to do, yeah.
And we're at the back in the middle still. You should hopefully be able to see me down. And we have Lady Red.
Hi, I was just wondering, on the internet we've seen some of the demos that Ed Helms did for songs he was going to be singing as the Onceler. Were there ever any plans for the Lorax to be doing any singing in the film?
No, the Lorax was just shouting at people and being pissed off and angry and no singing. I don't think I did any singing at all. In the Vegas episode that we're going to do, I do a lot of singing. Nah, we're not going to do it. I'm just kidding. I didn't know what to say, but no, I didn't do any singing. Thank you.
Okay, we're down the front again. I have a gentleman here.
Oh, yeah.
With all the good films you've done and been in, which one is your favorite, if you have?
Well, it's very, very difficult to have a favorite because they're all like your kids. It's like you got Hoffa, you got Matilda, you got War of the Roses, all these, Throw Mom from the Train, movies that you really love. Smoochie, Death to Smoochie is one of my favorite movies. They're just like party because you're involved in them for like months at a time, and you know everything about them, and you raise them from little tiny tater tots. They're like little nuggets, and you watch them grow, and they're with you forever. So you can't. I don't really have a favorite. Sorry.
Okay, and we still at the front. We have a question for the gentleman here.
Hi, Danny. It's a great time to be in England this year, with the Olympics and obviously the Jubilee next weekend.
Yeah.
Have you managed to get any tickets for the Olympics, and have you got any spares?
No, my work, which I hope everybody comes to see, the Sunshine Boys. My work is 8 shows a week. We do 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Saturday. I'm off today, coming here to see you guys. Very excited about it. Very excited. And so I don't have a lot of, and the other thing is that I leave London. My last show at the Savoy Theatre is the 28th of July. I fly the next day, and the very next day I start Sunny. So I'm going to be, I won't be seeing any any great Olympic things. Although maybe, the Queen wants to take me out to lunch. I'll do that, celebrate her, whatever, the Jubilee, and you never know what's going to come of that. Next time I come into town, I don't have to stay in a hotel. I could stay at the Palace. Okay.
Okay, and we have a question here, sit at the front.
Hi. Oh my God, I can't cry.
Say what?
Comparing to your role in Matilda, strict, and,
yes.
and your role in Hercules with Phil,
Yes.
how does the Lorax stand out for you?
Oh, the Lorax is really one of my, I do love both of those characters, Mr. Wormwood and Philoctetes. The Lorax is just a well-rounded, character who, he's right up there in the top of the, echelon of, he's got purpose. He really has something that he wants. Great characters always have something that they really want, and there's a passion about him. And he's a good guy. He's he's like a guy who's trying to educate, but without too much force. He's a nonviolent character. He's a really cool guy, the Lorax. So. The big thing is that he's reaching out to everybody. Dr. Seuss is really, through the Lorax, reaching out to everybody to do their part, because we have a particular situation right now all over the world, because and I don't want to get political or anything, but I'm just saying that we operate in greed and fear. These are the two elements, and those are things that we have to really, the younger people, younger generations, and we have to clean up our act, but you have to be aware of the fact that there's a lot of work to do to help make ourselves sustainable as a planet. Thank you.
Okay, we have time for one more question from our audience, from this young man here.
What was it like playing the Penguin?
That was so much fun. The Penguin is Oswald Cobblepot was I just love being him. It was a gift. It was a gift because I was a bird that could not fly. It was a gift. And I needed something. I needed some recognition. I need somebody to look upon me and give me the respect that I deserved. And the only place I could get it was Gotham. And the only thing that kept me from it was that masked fool. But I'll do one thing for you that I've always wanted to do. Now, you're not going to get the full effect because I really don't have the mouthwash in my mouth, but I am going to give you a special penguin drool. So lock up your children, because I'm coming for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danny DeVito!